Hi, you guys. Hi, it's so good to actually finally be back again. I'll not say sorry or apologize for why I have been gone because there is a reason, and that reason is the reason I am here today. So, hi, for those of you that are new here, my name is Clara, and thank you so much for subscribing and thank you for tuning into this video. So, in this channel, I basically just share my personal life, lifestyle in forms of vlogs or anything. But what makes it special in here is because God dwells in this channel, and that why I said that is because I share my faith, I share my Christian journey, my struggles, my progress, my testimonies, everything in this channel. So thank you for tuning in. And if you're a returning subscriber, if you're a returning viewer, if you're not new here, welcome back. I know you've missed me, I've missed you too. A month seems so long and yet so quick to pass by without me actually posting something in here. So yeah, but glory be to God, I am back, and I'm back with the hottest tea on what is going on and what has been happening in my life. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing good, and let's just get into the video. So today's video is not any series. As you guys can see, I'm being hot today. Hot as it's an acronym of humble, open, and transparent, about my life and about what has been happening in the past 1 month, in my life and in my Christian walk with Christ. In my walk with Christ. Okay, let's talk about how it is today. I got a new sunset lamp to add a little bit of spice to my videos. Not just for the video, actually, it's also for the room. And yeah, I wore this shirt that I got from one store. I can't remember, was it? I can't remember which was. And yeah, in case you don't know, I'm actually a weeb. Though I haven't watched Naruto. I used to see the way they used to air Naruto back when I was still in Indonesia, but I was never interested in watching it. Maybe later, but I haven't watched Naruto, but it's just a shirt. But yeah, I'm a weep. I love watching animes too. So yeah, looking all cute today. Actually, I have filmed this video earlier this week, but I would say I didn't prepare, not in terms of what I'm going to say, but the settings and how I looked. It was 10 in the night, and I just let me just film this thing fast. And when I watched it the next morning, I was I was just looking so homeless. I was looking so stranded and lost, but here I am filming this in a proper way, in a prettier way, because why shouldn't I be pretty? Okay, so in today's video, you guys, I'm going to talk about two things. The first thing is my personal conviction from the last video that I posted. I don't know if it's this side or this side, I don't know. I think here, right? I think it's here. Anyone, I'll link the video, the recent video, if you haven't watched it. But if you have, you remember that I talked about struggling with secular music. I talked about the insight and revelation that God gave to me, to actually overcome the struggle, which is very hard to do, to overcome the struggle of actually letting go of secular musics in specific. So yeah, I'll talk about my personal conviction from that video, and then the reason why I waited this long to actually post again. So should we start from the very first one, which is my personal conviction of the video? Okay, I have my laptop here. Let me wear my glasses because I can't see anything. I just feel so naked and so lost without wearing my glasses. I mean, I want you guys to see my full face without the glasses, but you have seen it, so let me wear the glasses for the rest of the video. So yeah, okay. So as you guys know, or for those that don't know, before I knew Christ, I mean, now too, I still love R&B, but before I knew Christ, before I decided to follow him and, to live 100% for him, I was a heavy fan of the top tier R&B artists. I would not say I'm a fan, but I have almost all their songs, and in particular, SZA. You guys should know who SZA is. She's now before she wasn't like so known like that, but now she is. So I'm sure you know who she is, and you know the type of music she releases, and you know the type of songs she has. So let me tell you guys a quick story. Months before I decided to follow Christ, I made the decision on December 5th. And a few months before then, that was like last year, that was 2021. And a few months before then, I was in SS3. If you don't know what SS3 is, it's like it's the 12th grade. So I was in Nigeria then, and I was in Nigeria then. Oh, it feels so good saying that. But I miss home. I've been homesick for the past 1 month, I say. But that's not the point. But yeah, a few months before then, in Nigeria, if you're an SS3 student, you will write external exams, two of them, which are WAEC and NECO. And in that period of time, I cut off internet connection. Like, I wasn't online. I didn't have any sort, like, I just don't want to be online for the past, I think it was 4 months. I think it lasted for 4 months, because I really want to focus on my studies and actually, you know, read my book and spend all my time in my books and ace the exams. And thank God I did. So here is the thing. I don't know, you guys may think that why is she always mentioning Caesar? Why is it always Caesar song? Why is it like, it's not as if it's a big deal? Well, for me it is. Like, this is me, this is my story, as you guys know, so everything happens for me personally. So Caesar songs were what God was supposed to be for me at that point in time. Why? Because anytime I want to study, okay, so during the period of WAEC and NECO, right, I will sleep very early, like maybe 8 or 8:30 or 9. Then I'll wake up by 1:30 or 2, latest 2:30, and then I'll not sleep again until I go to school, write the exam, and come back. So when I wake up, and I told you I don't have an internet connection, so the phone that was with me, like, I have my phone only for alarm and music. And at that time, I didn't have any single worship music. I didn't have any single gospel. Like, all of them were just filled with Caesar songs, her albums. Summer Walker, I think, was there too. Then that time, Doja Cat just released her album, That Planet, her album. So I had it. Then I had Justin Bieber songs. I had Bryson Tiller, Giveon, name all the top tier R&B artists. I had it. But the ones that I was really attached to was Caesar songs. So when I wake up, I'll make my coffee, because I really like the boost of caffeine in the middle of the night, you know, that will last me all the way till morning. And then, you know, just get ready. Like, I actually didn't even study in my room. I think I've said it before. Like, I will go to like a space. I think I always study in my dining area. I'll keep my books. I'll get my coffee ready. Though it's iced coffee. If I'm feeling hot, I don't know, iced coffee, hot coffee, anyway. But sure, I'll get my coffee ready and then my music ready. So as I sit down, I'll be like, okay, God, show me where it is that you want me to stay. Funny enough, this is where God is just being so gracious to me. Like, at that time, it's not as if I don't know God. I mean, yes, I don't know God as much as I know him now, but I have the idea, oh yes, you actually have to give your life to Christ, because there's nothing to lose with that. But I wasn't just ready at that point, you know. I wasn't ready to let all this go. I wasn't ready to let myself go, basically, you know, my fleshly desires and all of that stuff. So I kept him aside. Wow, that is so crazy to say. Like, but it's the truth. I kept God aside at that time. But still, God, being the gracious God and good Father that he is, when I asked the Holy Spirit to help me, you know, in my times of studies, like, let him reveal to me what it is that I need to read, the parts that I don't understand, just give me wisdom, you know, just guide me through. And he did. Like, he showed me different parts of the books, of the topics, of every subject that I need to pay attention on. And whenever I do the revision, it will actually come out that way. And like, God came through for me that time. That's why I was like, you know, I felt guilty and grateful at the same time. But that is just how good God is. But yeah, the point is, I will pray and then I'll start studying. For the first 3-4 hours, there will be no distraction. There will be like no songs, nothing, because I'm trying to put everything in on my head. And then when it's time to like revise and maybe do some calculations, I was a science student, so I did physics, further maths, and then maths to chemistry. Calculations. When it's time for calculating, like when it's time for me to write, like to get into the real work, I'll play the music. And there's this concert that Caesar did. I don't know what it is, but it's an online concert, and I just downloaded the audio version. When I tell you, I know every single drum, single bass, every single little detail of the sounds. I know it off head. Like, that's just how much I've always repeated. And I think the concert is like 52 or 53 minutes long, so I will repeat it like so instead of me to feed myself with things of God, I was feeding myself with that, those songs. I don't know, but you guys can check it out yourselves. It's not as if the song is bad or anything, but it was an idol for me at that time. It was in the throne, it was in the place where God was meant to be in at that point in time. That's why I'm taking these things personally. And then, so that's how I keep on, I play the songs backward, and everything will be flowing with the caffeine boost that I have in my body. Everything will be going so good. I won't lie, it was feeling so good. But yeah, that's that. So why I say I was convicted with my own videos is because, like, when I watched the video, like I watched it, like as you're editing the video, you're actually what's the name, you're actually going through it, so you are hearing yourself. I'm hearing myself on what I was saying. And then I was not thinking about it, like, okay, this applies to God, wanted me to spread this message. And then I was like, it can also apply to me. And then I started thinking, but I just pushed it aside. Like, I just don't worry. Until I had a conversation with my best friend. I don't think she knows, but there was something she said and something we were talking about. I can't remember, but it just made me realize something, which is my TikTok. As you guys know, I'm actually active on TikTok. Oh my gosh, I look so cute. I'm actually active on TikTok, in terms of posting and just being on it every single day. So she kind of like made me to think about how I post myself on there. Well, I must say, one of the struggles of being a Christian is that most of the interesting and exciting trends, especially on TikTok, all the dances, all the transitions, all the kiniko, name everything. The sounds and songs they use it does not sit well with us, like with us Christians, because we are, disciplining ourselves. We have to restrict ourselves from having access to some certain songs, certain things, just the things we put into our mind and into ourselves. So there are just some songs, trends, name it, like at this moment, all these Beyonce songs, this Sam Smith Unholy, like whenever you scroll on TikTok, you must see at least 5 videos on it, like at one scrolling. So but as a Christian, it just doesn't sit well with us, right? So yeah, so what she said actually convicted me. I can't remember what conversation we had. I think we were talking about my video. I think we were talking about like my last video. So, and then when that happened, like when the whole thing hit me, I was like, bro, that's true. It's like God just convicted, like the Holy Spirit just convicted me real hard on the fact that I still post myself to some of Caesar's songs on my TikTok. And the thing is, not just that, he made me realize that he reminded me of the things that went through my mind whenever I want to post the song. Like I want to post a TikTok, which was I'm being selective. Like, oh, this song is not that bad, I can just use it. I can take the good part and use it. But then God actually reminded me of the verse in the Bible that says sin is a sin. There is no sin too small, no sin too big. And I was like, what? I was I wasn't ashamed, but I was like, as if God just pushed me to the wall and there's nowhere for me to go. Like, there's no more excuses. Like, He was just like, admit it, like, admit it. And I said, well, that is true. And that is why, if you notice, I haven't posted myself to any songs. Like, I haven't posted myself in general in TikTok now. So I'm still in the process of healing, finding myself in this, So yeah, that is that. That was the personal conviction I got from my last video. And then going to the second point that I'm going to talk about in this video, which is the reason why I have been away. I have been intentionally away for 1 month. I was waiting for it to actually be exactly 21st of October. I don't know what today's date is. Today's date is 22nd. So basically, like, and the last one, I think I posted it on 21st of September, if I'm not wrong, but I know it's 1 month. I've like set like the date that, oh yes, as long as 21st, that's when it has clocked 1 month. That conviction from my last video actually lasted for like 2 weeks. And then I'm like, I think I already filmed like oh my god, how did this thing remove? Okay, so I think I filmed a vlog like 3 weeks ago, but I just did not have the signal to, like, there's always this confirmation and command from God, I feel, that, oh yes, you can edit this and I post it. But when I filmed that thing, when I watched it again, I'm like, why is God not saying it? And I don't, like, in this platform, I don't want to post, I don't want to talk about anything that's just going to give me credit, that's just going to boost the performance of the channel. No, I want it to be, yes, God has confirmed me to say and to spread this message and to post this content, then I can go on, So when God was silent, I'm like, what is happening? Like, is everything okay? So I waited. I did not do anything. I did not edit the video. I just left it there. 2 weeks has gone. 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. It was almost reaching 4 weeks. And I'm like, God, what is going on? Like, okay, the other video that I filmed, you said I should not. Then I was waiting for ideas. Maybe He wants me to do like a third episode for my series of being in the Word, but I wasn't seeing anything. I wasn't hearing anything. Like, God was just quiet. Like, God, now, like, give me something. Give me ideas. Like, tell me about something. Let me film and put the content out there. But nothing. Like, God was absolutely silent. He, like, I mean, not that He was absolutely silent, but like, He was still talking to me in other aspects of my life, but concerning this, He didn't say anything. Like, there was nothing. Not as if I'm not telling you or I don't want you to, nothing. Like, nothing. So I was so confused. I was so annoyed. I was so lost. But I can't, like, even if I should go out of His way and post something, I don't even know what to do. He was just so silent. Like, I wasn't hearing anything, and me too, I just stayed like that. And then it reached to a point where it was actually affecting my prayer life. Like, I just wasn't praying as much as how I used to. And then, the frustration of God not answering me in that particular place, in that particular aspect of my life, just affected the whole thing that I was doing. It affected my whole spirit, affected my whole faith and the strength of my faith. Name it. Like, it just spoiled everything, in my opinion. So I'm like, I didn't realize. Like, I wanted God to just answer, like, tell me something, let me put out the content, because I was really frustrated then. But He didn't. And you know what, the reason why I was like that, like, it affected the way I was praying. Like, whenever I pray, I start getting so distracted. A lot of things, like, is when I kneel down and when I get to the presence of God to pray, that I will remember so much of things that I forgot to, like, maybe thoughts from 3, 7, 8 years ago. I don't know, but I was just very, very distracted, and I knew at that point that there is something wrong somewhere. And then for the last week, throughout last week, throughout the 7 days, I was like, okay, God, I'm sorry for actually freaking out. Like, I just asked God, like, why is he not answering? You know, and still he didn't say anything. But he made me to come across one of Ezinne Zara's video on YouTube. If you don't know who Ezinne Zara is, she is also a content creator, a Christian content creator, which I really love. I came across her channel, I think, earlier this year, and I really love her. I love the way God is really using her, and there's so much anointing in her videos that you guys should check it out. So I came across one of her videos. It's recent video from, I think last week. It was recent, so I'll link the video in the description box. And this is how the thumbnail looks like. That's how the thumbnail looks like. Yeah, so I watched that video. Like, I'm subscribed to her channel, so in the video she posts, like, I get the notifications on my phone. And then, like, it was just in the midst of me praying. It was, I think it was in the night that I did this, and then I saw the notification and I felt the nudge to actually, okay, let me just watch it, because the title of the video itself is like interesting. I can't remember what, but the part of what I do with my, you know, that I can't remember the title correctly, but it was just so catchy, and I was like, okay, let me watch it. From the very first second of that video, I knew that God was like, now listen, and listen very well. I'm like, wait, what? Like, I was just so caught. Like, I was so shocked. Like, okay, God is like, I heard his voice so loud and clear. Listen to what I have to say through this video. And then, okay, I watched the whole video, and you guys, when I am telling you, God was hitting me with the bass, like he was giving me answers to all the doubts and questions I've been having. Like, the reason why I have been so caught up, like so distracted in my prayer life, and how to get back. Like, you guys just check it out. I'm sure like it will help you in one way or another. So, like, she in that video, she was also talking about, like, she talked about a lot of things which was also, you know, it had a lot of meaning to me at that point in time. So, and there's also what she talked about being you know, practically getting back into a good prayer life. Like, in case you have been distracted or anything, there's like the practical steps to get back to it. So, and then God made me realize, do you see now, like, you have all, like, when I finished the video, he was speaking to me like, do you see what has been happening? And I realized a lot of things, that I'm just not as intentional as how I used to. And he now exposed, he brought up a topic, an issue with myself that I had. He exposed it, which was causing the whole frustration in the first place. The frustration of him, like, because I was so frustrated with him not giving me ideas for my YouTube, you know, for my next videos, and it all affected my prayer life and everything. It messed me up. He exposed the very reason why it all happened, and that very reason is because I'm trying to catch up with the algorithm of this platform. God gave me this platform, and he was like, I gave you this, so why don't you trust me enough to carry you along and, you know, to keep you going? Like, you don't need to trust the algorithm of the platform. You don't need to catch up with the, okay, if you post in, you know, once a week within 28 days, you're going to increase your engagement, you're going to increase your views and the analysis, you know, all this type of stuff. And when God was like, I actually broke down and I was like, bro, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't realize it all along that I was actually chasing the numbers. And I know that I've said it in my previous videos, I don't know which ones, but I'm here in this platform not for the numbers, but because I'm obeying the commands and what God told me to do. And you saw it, I messed up. And that is a proof that it's not about who has been in the journey the longest, or who has been doing the right thing, you know, the most all of us are the same in the eyes of God. We are all equal, and all of us are human. We will always fall short to His glory. And this is a sign that I'm also struggling, that I'm also a human like you. Not because I have my own platform, I post videos about scriptures, or because God is speaking to me, because that means like I'm better than you. No, you see it yourself. Like, I was so caught up with the numbers. Like, okay, as a creator, if you post on YouTube, you actually have to have this YouTube studio. It has an app also, itself. Also at the website you can use it, but the app itself that you can have on your phone to like view the analysis and all the engagements, all the insights, all the updates about your channel, basically. So I found myself, like, God made me remember that I always find myself checking the performance. Okay, oh, this reached certain people, it increased from this point, and God was like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing in here? And it made me realize how much I've been carried away by the numbers, that I ended up generalizing and making this little problem so big, just because God was not answering me in this particular aspect. I just made Him look like as if He wasn't there at all. And I was just when I say I broke down, I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. So yeah, I didn't know, like, I didn't realize it, you guys. And to be honest, I thank God for actually exposing that very thing, because I know that I've said to myself, oh, I'm not going to get carried away, but look at it, like, I was carried away again. So when that thing hit me, I just stayed quiet, like, okay, I'm not going to ask God for anything. Like, I'm not going to ask Him for ideas or anything. I'm just like, I was feeling guilty. Come on, I need time to recover. I need time to get back up. So that was what happened. That was my case. So I think the next day, I was like on my quiet time. I was doing my devotion, just spending time. And then as time goes on, as the day goes on, I was just thinking about the whole thing that God made me realize. And then He was like, okay, you know what, like, me myself, I decided, you know what, quit the what's the name, I don't even, like, quit this whole mood. Like, I know that I'm feeling guilty, I know that I'm upset with myself, but quit all the act and let me prove to God that I'm trying to fix my mistake, that I will fix my mistake, and I will try to not repeat the same thing. And that is why that time when I had this whole realization, and when God just exposed this whole thing to me, it was not up to a month yet to the duration. Like, it was not up to a month to the time where it will be 1 month since I posted last. Like, it was just like 3.5 weeks thereabouts. I think the date was like, I think 12 or 13 or 14 there, just between that span of the months. So I'm like, you know what, God, I will break the cycle. Like, in the YouTube studio app, like, if you want to be consistent and make sure that your viewers or your subscribers doesn't lose count or anything, you have to be posting at least in a month. It has to be consistent, let's say. But I will break the algorithm. I will break the way it has been structured. Like, I will just go against the platform to obey God. I'll go against it and post after, because the numbers don't matter to me. The engagements, or the the way the contents are increasing in numbers, the viewers, all those numbers, I'm going to go against it, and I will choose to obey God. And that is why I'm now filming it, and I'm making sure that I have to post it after the 21st, making it more than a month ago since I last posted. And that is why I'm here. So you guys get why I've been going away, why maybe you guys can say I've been MIA, but yeah, that is what I learned. And when I decided that, God was like, I'm proud of you. That is how the things should go. Like, You know, God, I rededicated my channel again. Like, I was like, God, I'm sorry for actually being carried away, but, and I mean, God never left. He actually never left my side for even a second with the whole thing. He was like, I just want you to realize it yourself. Like, you saw how, if you're trying to, control the channel and the analysis and the engagement, the growth of a channel by yourself, you see how frustrating it gets. So that's why you need to trust me. And I just want, as if God should just come and let me hug him. It was also emotional. So, and also at that day, like later that night, I was like, something else. The other thing that I learned from Ezinne Zara's video, that particular video, was being more conscious and more, just basically more conscious of God's presence. Like, I've decided, since that day, I decided to like building the habit of making God to be involved in every single second of my life, whether it be for me to eat, whether it be for me to go somewhere, every single decision I'm making, I'm carrying God along. And this is the thing, you guys, this journey and this walk with Christ is not all about you receiving everything all at once overnight. You're going to be changed. I mean, yes, you're going to receive the salvation like at an instant, you are saved, but all the things that comes with it, like all the things that come with it, you building the habits of reading the word, always praying, always spending time and being in his presence, all the good things, trying building the fruits of the spirit. It's all gradual, it's all progressing, it's all a progressing progress. Yeah, it's all progress. It just doesn't come to your head like that and you receive it. Oh yes, now I have patience, now I'm kind, now I have self-control. That is the biggest lie of the enemy. And it's also the same thing with this. I decided to build the habit of, not that as if I don't carry God along, but I'm just like, I found that God made me realize that there are just some things that I don't expose to him, like I don't tell him about, which is foolish, because God knows the numbers of strands on your hair, and he knows the tiniest little thought, even if it's that type of thought that will just come across your mind and it will just come and go. He knows about it, so why not tell him everything? And he made me realize that I actually don't tell him everything, because I feel there are some things that is just so dirty, so like God is not supposed to know. Him being the King of King and the creator of the universe, all this reality stuff, you don't need to know about this whole dirty, sinful part of me, so he made me realize that I'm hiding things from him. Not as if I'm hiding, but I'm just not I just don't bring it to him because I was ashamed. He made me realize, like, you guys, from this video I realized a lot of things. He spoke to me through so many different ways. So God bless Ezinne Zara. I really love her, and she's actually one of my inspirations. So yeah, after God made me realize I'm not honest enough with him, and after I decided on two things, which is being more conscious, on being just this consciousness of carrying God along every single aspect, every single second of the day, being intentional with every single day. And okay, God, I'm carrying you along with this, always having God at the back of my mind. I also decided on being honest. And how I realized that I was not being honest with God was because I told you that I was frustrated, and whenever I want to pray, I just get so distracted and all. So I was like, okay, you know what, I'm not going to pray with my mouth, I'm going to pray with my writing. And as you guys know, if you don't know, you can check out my Daniel's Fast transformation video. It's a transformation I wrote there, but about my Daniel fast, like how it transformed my life. And you will notice and you will hear that I said God actually speaks to me through writing. So I opened my journal and I vent to God about, okay, you know what, I'm fed up, like I'm so annoyed, this is what is bothering me, I wrote everything down. And when I finished writing, you guys, when I say I was relieved, when I say I was so light, like all this, the things that was bothering me, like as if like a heavy burden was just lifted off of my shoulder, and I'm like, wow, I should have done this sooner. But yeah, after he made me real, and that's when it clicked to me that, oh yes, I've actually not been on, like, I was venting to him through my writing. I didn't leave any matter behind. Like, I wrote down everything, and was like, you see, it doesn't it feel good, like, for you to actually be honest, like, with what you're saying? Like, why are you hiding things? Like, I knew about those things, why are you still hiding it? And I was like, okay, calm down. Like, yes, okay, I have been doing that, yes, I'm sorry. And since that moment, I've decided to actually be more honest, because what's the point of hiding it? You're making it hard for yourself. You're making yourself struggle for a longer period of time. So you're doing yourself at this point. So why not being honest? Why not be honest with God? Be transparent, 100% transparent with Him. So yeah, that is the whole tea. That is the whole tea of today's video. So actually after I filmed this video, like the first time I filmed it, when I watched it, I was like, no, there's no way I'm going to say this, like, there's no way I'm going to put this out there. But you know what, that is just the voice of the enemy trying not to declare the goodness and the work of God in my life. But here I am. I have conquered the fear, I have conquered the stigma, I have conquered the doubts that I had, that why should you people know that I'm struggling? No, I'm going to tell you guys that I am struggling, and there's always a God that will bring you out of that struggle. So here is my hot tea, humble, open, and transparent, as you can see from the title. So glory be to God that it has been going pretty well. I mean, I'm being more intentional every single step of the way about His presence in my life and everything that is happening in it. And praise God. This is so cool, actually. Like, I'm just giving Him all the glory. I pray that He will continue to do this. Like, anything I'm struggling with, anything that I'm not doing well, He will continue to expose it. It's actually one of my prayer points every single day, like, expose and bring out anything that is in me that is not of You. And I think you guys should actually pray about that too, because as it was in my case too, like, I didn't know those things were in me. Like, I didn't know those things were happening. So yeah. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for actually viewing up until this point of the video, because I know it's a lot and I've been talking from the very beginning. But if I don't talk, who will? If I don't talk, how will I get the message out? So thank you so much for watching, you guys. I pray that this video finds you well, and make sure you guys check out the video that I link up and in the description box. Like, just find time to watch it, and you'll see how it will transform your life in one way and another. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking up to this. I think I've said it before, but yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. You know what, I actually didn't read this thing. Like, I actually didn't read it. Like, I know what's inside there, but hallelujah. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Maybe a vlog, I don't know, whatever content it is. As I said, it's God that will confirm everything. So, but I know it's going to be fire, because now I've realized my mistakes, and I pray I will not I will not repeat the same mistake over and over again. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one, which may be a vlog, I don't know. But stay tuned in this platform, and I pray for a wonderful week ahead. I pray you guys will have a blessed week ahead, and I pray that God will continue to speak to you in so many ways through this video. So take care. I love you guys, but God loves you more. Ta-da!